Hello and welcome back to Neat Me Debt Free. My name is Hannah and this is my space to talk about my family's finances. So today's video is going to be a little bit short and a little bit sentimental. This is my last check-in for the month of December, and it's going to be a wrap-up for not only December but for the year of 2020, which for everybody has been a very bizarre year, but for us has been a year of ridiculous growth and just amazing opportunities. And so if you want to hear about that, if you want to share in our joy, please stick around. So there really wasn't much left in the budget. Last we met, there were only two things. So we're going to scroll down to the bottom. So the only two things that we had really left to pay was the kids' allowance and the Verizon bill. And we already knew the amount, and it is auto-deducted, so it was kind of, a no-brainer. But I did have one more paycheck. And this one had quite a bit of overtime, like I had shared. So I had planned on making around $780, but what I actually ended up bringing home was way more than that. So that is what I made. So I made over $1,000 just doing some overtime and stuff like that. The kids' allowance, they ended up earning $20. I believe $10 each. That's what my husband gave them. And the Verizon bill did go out. And just a refresher, or if you're new, differences is we have three variable bills: our water and trash bill, our electric and gas bill, and our cell phone bill. And so in an effort to collect the excess from what I budget and make sure that I do not spend it, I immediately transfer that money into our high yield savings account. So I just kind of compile the difference just to count for that. So you can see that there's quite a bit of money left over. I will admit that this budget isn't completely accurate because, again, I am the worst at keeping track of things. Even though it's in the bank account, it gets confusing to me and overwhelming, and I just don't take care of it. But this will be fairly close. So with some of this extra, I did want to add some more to our down payment savings. So we only needed $500 more to reach my goal for the year. Oh, the formatting is way weird. Oh, I need to fix the formula, I think. 235. There we go. So this is where I want to jump into the debt and savings because this number is going to be a little bit confusing because I did do some fancy footwork to get us to some pretty amazing milestones. So I have shared a little bit of our debt and savings, but I really want to share what we've achieved this year. So we're going to flip over to that. And I'm going to expand it out. I'm sorry if you're on your cell phone, it's going to be really hard to see unless you turn your phone. And so this was our debt snowball. You can see that in July we became credit card debt free. All that we had left from here to here, so from August to December, were student loans. And we had gotten to like $19,000 paid in July, just paying off all our credit card debt, cars, phones, stuff like that. And last year I had set a goal. I wanted to hit 20K to debt, and we did. So this number right here is what we paid in 2019. And so to get us to 20K exactly this year, I needed to pay $629.76 to debt. And guess what? I did. Why do these look two different sizes? Anyways, so in order to do that, I borrowed money from our emergency fund, knowing that I would have money to replace it. We have $4,000 in our emergency fund, so I borrowed that. And it's currently, I can give you the current number. Let's see, my Ally account. I wish I could figure out a way to share my buckets and stuff in Ally without accidentally showing you guys too much. I'll have to figure it out. I might have to use like screen grabs or something like that to share that kind of stuff. So the emergency fund is back up to $3,893.65. And again, it was at $4,000, so I will adjust it again. But by doing that fancy footwork, I was able to get us to 20K to debt for the year. That left us at an overall payment. So between 2019 and 2000, we've paid over $41,000 to debt, which is disgusting that we had that much that was weighing on us. But it's also like crazy to think that we were able to pay all that. And I did not work full time at all in either one of those years. We started kind of paying off debt in 2018, but again, I didn't keep track. I didn't really do much of anything. So for us, our official debt-free journey started January 1st of 2019, because that's when I started keeping track and really became active in the debt-free community on Instagram and all that good stuff. Speaking of, if you're not following me on Instagram, come hang out. It's a good time. You get to see my face and just kind of some different details of my life. I plan to make a little bit more content involving my minimalism and my tidiness and cleaning and stuff like that after the new year, once we move and get settled. But for now, if you're interested in that aspect of my interests, you'll find it on Instagram. So the other part, not just debt, but savings, we hit 20K exactly to savings for our house down payment. Now, we saved for other things, and again, I didn't keep really good records, but we do have officially in our Ally bucket 20K for the down payment. So yeah, it again, just like the debt payment, the fact that we were able to basically double what we did the first year really has me hopeful for what 2021 could look like. In 2019, we paid $21,000 to debt and really didn't save anything or, anything like that. And then in 2020, we were able to pay another $20,000 to debt and save another $20,000 plus. So it goes, it's a testament to what keeping track can do for you, because it really does make you more mindful. I think the biggest game changer was minimalism. I definitely am very intentional about our purchases and what we bring into the house. We don't buy a lot of, unnecessary things. Our wardrobes have shrunk. Same thing, especially for the kids. I used to be terrible about, just buying them new outfits for everything. And that's definitely not something we do. I used to load up at Costco with everything for the house, thinking that, I don't know, like I was a doomsday prepper or something, which I definitely am not. And so just making those changes really changed our spending and put us in this position to be able to pay that much to debt and have that much saved. We only have 2 more months until I got to give that money away for the down payment on the house. But I do plan to save another $10,000. I know I can do it. I just got to push. So I'm just very excited looking back at what we've achieved, and kind of, I already have a lay of the land ready for 2021 as best I can. And I'm just really excited to see what's in store for us. Yeah. So let's see. If I was a good record keeper, I would be able to calculate the difference. Now, I did transfer, maybe I can do a little bit of, I did transfer quite a bit of money from my account into here. So it started with 380.62. Let me see. Oops. 380.62 plus 134. That got transferred over. So 514.94. I don't know what I did with this $611, which is a little terrifying to me. But yeah, that money is unaccounted for. Probably frivolous spending. Honestly, probably some Christmas stuff that I forgot to write down and budget for. I don't know. Again, I hope you're not hanging out here because I'm a great record keeper, because I am not. This is like real life right here. But definitely is something I'm working on getting better at. I mean, it used to be thousands of dollars unaccounted for that I couldn't keep track of and couldn't tell you where I spent it. But we're getting better, I guess. 2 years later. Oh, man. Anyways, thank you guys for sticking around and keeping me accountable. Again, follow me on Instagram. I love talking to people and sharing ideas and what's going on with people day to day. I hope you guys are having a good new year, and I will see you in the next video.